understand. Oh, okay. And you said something about addiction like that. That's the feel good addiction. My second question for you is when it comes to being spiritual, everybody's different on the spiritual journey. So an addiction and like I think I read something to where it's like smoking and drinking and whatnot. A lot of people look at that as being bad, and they look at that as being bad because it's like the health, all the other stuff. But some people actually see that as a stimulant of being themselves more than just like I need this to survive and all other stuff, or they're addicted to it. They just think, oh, hey, listen, this is how I be me.
Mm-hmm.
So some drugs, even though a lot of people view it as bad, I don't think like we get too much on the judging side of, oh, that's not healthy. Some people really just do it because like we all have to go at some point. So I live my life listening to what other people deem as healthy for me and whatnot.
I understand what you're saying, though. It's like some people living in they do it out of yes, it may make them feel comfort, comfort, or make them feel good in some sense. But also, even in the way you said it, there's a sense of rebelliousness to it, And hey, you have to live your life your own way at the end of the day, and I don't think there's anybody. It just made me think about a friend of mine who used to always, forever be quitting smoking. And whenever she would be in the process of quit, she'd be angry. And I told her, I was like, hey, I'm not saying that I want you to smoke. I don't think smoking is good for you, but I want you to stop quitting smoking around me. And that's not to say I want her to smoke cigarettes. It's not a good thing for you. It's not healthy for you. But at the same time, the temperament, the understanding, the energy, that's hard. That may be hard to deal with. And she knew that about herself, which is why she even said, like I'm in a better temperament when I smoke versus when I don't.
So do you think that the crutch of smoking or drinking just became part of them to what the mind feel like it needs it. Like at that point, there's no coming back from that. And the reason I say that is only because like spiritual, like being spiritual and going on your spiritual journey and whatnot. Do addictions halt or do addictions sometimes help? Does it matter? Does it matter? Like
so, everything is spiritual. Everything is spiritual, and my thing is that everything is spiritual, but even spirituality has a ghetto. If everything is spiritual, understand that. It's about the vibration of the energy. There's nothing that isn't spiritual. So when you understand that, there are certain things that are quote unquote spiritual that may not be the vibration of energy you want to exist in. If you want to move toward everything that you want for yourself and you feel like you're wanting to move towards something that is more successful or whatever the case may be, is this something that's stopping you from moving toward that success? That's a question that you should ask yourself. Everything is spiritual. Anything and everything is considered a spiritual practice. How spirit has taught that to me. Everything you do, when you breathe, when you blink, when you walk, everything is a spiritual practice. Every part of you that exists is spiritual. So with that being the case, whatever you do is spiritual. It's about understanding where you want to go for yourself and whether or not this understanding of spiritual energy is the right way to get there. Or is it a blockage to you getting there? You have to understand what your path is or where you're wanting to go. Now, if you aren't wanting to make any changes or you're not really trying to change your environment in any big way, then I guess it wouldn't really matter, But if you're trying to do certain things, let's say, for instance, you want to be a great singer. Smoking cigarettes or, smoking anything, really, that's not going to be a good look if you're wanting to get really great at the practice of singing, and or even in a sense of playing an instrument like a blowing a horn or, playing a saxophone or something like that. That's not a good look if you want to do those things because your lungs have to be able to do what? Have your full capacity, right? So it's all about the understanding. It really is all about what you're trying to do and where you're trying to head for yourself.
Okay.